Hey guys, welcome to Makai's World. Today I'm going to talk to you about an easier way to sell your car in Costa Rica. And as you're watching this, if you find any value in what you see, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all these things because it helps support our channel. And also check out the links in the description because it tells you a lot of the details about what we're talking about here and also some of the gear that we're using to do this recording. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So around 2 years ago, I'm not exactly sure exactly how long it was ago, but we decided to try to buy a car in Costa Rica. And if you know anything about Costa Rica and the cost of cars, especially certain goods and most goods, it can be very expensive. So we knew that going into it, but we decided to do some research and look at the different auto sites and try to figure out exactly what we could potentially get and how much it was going to cost us and what the process was. And it wasn't a fun process at all. But in the end, we ended up deciding to go to San Jose and going to multiple dealerships and talking with them about financing, about buying in cash, about what the different options were. And in the end, we ended up with the 2011 Kia Sportage. Very expensive for what you're getting, but we knew that going in. And also as a side note, that would be amazing if the Costa Rican government could figure out a way to bring down those import taxes to make, cost of goods and living more affordable for not even so much for people like myself, but for the people that are from Costa Rica, the Costa Ricans that were born and raised there. The cost of goods are amazingly high. But we're not going to get into all of that right now. That's a whole different subject. We're going to talk about our process of selling our car when it was time for us to do that just a couple of weeks ago. So after we decided that it was time for us to sell our car, we did some of the normal things like put out word to our friends. We went and did research about like Costa Rica Autos, CR Autos, different sites about where we could sell it, post it, Facebook, all these different things. And while we were doing this, I came across something. It was a landing page for Crexit. Their main site is wheelscr.com. And I came across this page that said, hey, we can help you, get a better price than you would get trying to sell it on your own and all of these things. So I went ahead and put in our information, and we got an email back from them within a day. It was probably a lot less because I probably just didn't check my email. We got an email back from them that said, yeah, we'd love to help you sell your car. And we said, all right, let's go. Like, that's great because, we were thinking about shipping it, trying to figure out a place to put it on consignment. So they basically said, hey, when are you leaving? And we said, we don't exactly know. It's probably going to be around this date. So they put out a tentative date and said, okay, well, let's try to get together in San Jose. We'll show the car to some places and it'll be all set. And just the way they presented it, I was like, this sounds like it's easy. But as we know from just our time down in Costa Rica, that there hasn't been so much, especially for us, that has been just easy. So we were a little like, okay, how does this work? What's going on and all of these things. So they gave us a little more details and we went through and we ended up doing what we had to do to kind of figure out some things. Now, a little backstory. This is actually all going on during the global corona crisis, pandemic, economic crash, all of these kind of things. Costa Rica has shut down its borders. No one comes in from a different country. And if you leave as a resident, even though you have residency in Costa Rica, if you're not a Costa Rican national, then you cannot return until who knows when. And that has not, at the time of this video, has not been lifted. So we had some decisions to make. We were trying to make some plans and spend more time in the States and all these different things. So we had to make a spur of the moment decision. And our decision was to go ahead and pack up our things and go up to the States and get some things going and see what happens in the world. So let's just cut to the chase. Nicole and Makai, my family, have figured out a flight. The U.S. Embassy worked with United Airlines, and they said, okay, we're going to get some flights for the people that want to still get back to the States. So they worked out a few different flights that came up. So they decided to go ahead and grab those flights with our emotional support dog, Taco. He was going to go along with them, and I was going to stick back and work out getting our other dogs and other things back up to the States for the time being for this next chapter. So we message them back and say, hey, it looks like it's actually going to be in about 7 days that they're going to be leaving, and the car is in Nicole's name. So they said, all right, well, your flight leaves on Friday. You guys are coming up to San Jose on Thursday. Let's put some time together on Thursday. We'll get together and we will take the car around, get it taken care of, and you guys will be all set. And we're still kind of like, I mean, this is kind of risky for us because if it doesn't work out, like we can't get back into the country. The car is not in my name. So I couldn't do anything for the next week or however long it took for me to find the next flight out. So long story short, we packed up everything for them, got them in the car, crack of dawn, headed up to San Jose. And we get to San Jose about 11 o'clock. We meet up with one of the people from Crexit, Russ, and he meets up with us and has a whole plan set out. He's like, your hotel's over here. We're going to hit up these different dealerships and we'll have everything worked out by the end of the day. And then you go to your hotel from there. And we're still kind of like, all right, let's see what happens. So he takes us around to all the different dealerships. And to be honest with you, everyone was super, super nice, very professional, and he would just go and talk with them about our car and all the details of that, and they would tell us, what they could do. I speak a decent amount of Spanish, so, I would chime in here and there, and we would just talk back and forth about things, and they would basically give us an offer. Now, what they said, because this was all happening, like I said, the whole global economy had come to a complete halt. So it was very difficult for most of them. They basically said, if this was a different time, we'd be able to offer you a lot different. But some of them would said, okay, we would suggest that you put it here on consignment at this price, and it might move in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. We're not exactly sure, and we'll take our percentage, which is 5 to 7%, depending on which dealership it was. And then other ones said, hey, we could actually give you some cash for the car, and they were a lot of them were what we thought were honest with us, and we're like, hey, we could have probably done a lot more, or at least like $2,000 more if this wasn't going on. But like nobody's buying anything right this second. They said there's like a little bit of movement, but they guesstimate 3 to 4 months before there's real movement again. So we were kind of limited, but we went through to all the different dealers. And by the end of the day, we had all the offers on hand. Russ talked to each one of them and worked everything out. And at the end of the day, we decided that we were going to go ahead and sell the car, not leave it on consignment, because we weren't exactly sure what was going to go on with the global economy, with the economy of Costa Rica, all these things. We didn't want things to be in limbo. So we said, all right, let's go ahead and just sell it to whoever made us the best offer. It's pouring down rain in San Jose at the last place. We leave there. So we get, out of there, and we send a message to Russ, say, hey, we're going to go with this place. He gets on with them, works everything out, says, okay, well, let's meet at this time in the morning, which will give you plenty of time to sign everything over and then pay you. And I'll even take you to the airport after that if you guys need for me to do that. So that is basically how it went. We had 24 hours from the time that we arrived in San Jose till the time that the flight was leaving to get this figured out. And they walked us through this and did it very professionally. They had a great report, it seemed like, so they can go in and just talk and get things done that would have taken me a couple days, a couple weeks. So anyways, they just charged us a flat fee. And at this time, it was a little under $400. But for us, it was a great deal because we would have spent that in just going back and forth and rental cars, or maybe like going with the wrong person, or having the car sit there and not find out some other details that came up in the process that he helped us work through. So it, in our opinion, was a great service. So if you are looking to sell your car in Costa Rica, or maybe buy a car in Costa Rica, check out these guys over at wheelcr.com and look up Crexit, wheelcr.com, and send them a message and they'll get you hooked up. That was our experience with selling our car in Costa Rica. And there are many other ways to do it, but if you are leaving Costa Rica, or if you don't want to try to figure it all out on your own, if you're not super fluent in Spanish, or you just don't know San Jose very well, or you just want a little bit of ease when it comes to doing something like this, check these guys out. And I've got no affiliation with them. This was just our experience, and we were very happy with what they brought to the table. So if you're selling your car, buying your car, check these guys out. That's a little bit of info, our tip for traveling, living in Costa Rica, and that's about it. So thank you guys for hanging out and experiencing our experience with you. We're gonna bring you more of the backstory to what's going on in our world here very soon. But thank you guys very much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all those things to support our channel. Check out the links in the description for all the information that you saw, all the gear that we're using, all these cool things. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time. Pura vida and peace.